This is a quick and easy, well, not too easy, oblique workout, a mini workout to take you through some very simple but high quality exercises to help strengthen up your obliques. Okay, so we're going to start off on our sides. You can rest your head on your elbow or a pillow, whatever's comfortable for you. Legs are long and you've got your top arm sort of resting and balancing on the mat down in front of you. Make sure you've got a decent amount of padding underneath you. So if you've got a Pilates mat, great. If you just have a yoga mat, you may wish to fold it up just to give you a little bit of cushioning under that hip bone. Okay, we're going to start off by making sure that the abs are engaged. So nice big inhale into the tummy, exhaling to zipper up, and we're going to lift the top leg followed by the bottom leg, and then they both come down together. So again, top leg floats up, bottom leg comes up to meet it, and they come down together. So 1, 2, and then 3. As they come down, the toes will be sliding past each other. We're going to try to keep the waist a little bit lifted off the mat. Like I don't want to be totally collapsed down on the underside of my waist. We want to make sure there is still a little bit of space there. There's still a little bit of activation on this side of my obliques, because while the top side is working, right, the bottom side still has to keep things stable. Let's do one more here. So float that top leg up, bring up the bottom leg to meet it, and then they both come down together. Let's switch over the other way. So again, making sure that your abs are on. Let's start off with our nice inhale again. So inhale, exhale, zipper up that belly. We're going to bring the top leg, bottom leg comes to meet it, and then both legs down together. So using this hand to balance is perfectly okay, because it can be really hard to balance on that one hip bone. I think I'm wobbling too a little bit. I can feel it. So top leg up, bottom leg comes to meet it, and then both down together. We're trying to keep that waist long and parallel through both sides as much as we can. Okay, so again, one leg up, bottom leg up. Keep that nice inner thigh connection, right? So it's almost like that bottom leg is attracted to the top leg there. And then they come down together. One more like that. Float it up, hold your balance, and then come back down together. Lovely. All right, so we're gonna go on to our backs for a bridge exercise. You're going to want to use some kind of a weight. So if you don't have a weight, maybe something like a heavy soup can or a full water bottle is perfectly fine. If you don't have a weight, you don't have to, but it just would increase the difficulty if you do have one. So if it's your first time going through, maybe you want to start off without the weight, and that's perfectly okay. So from here, we're going to be lifting up into a bridge. And while we sustain the bridge, we're going to be bringing one arm out to the side. So from here, one arm comes down and then back up again. So the lever or the weight of the arm will create a force on the trunk that may make you want to twist, right? So even without the weight, you can still feel that there is a little bit of a pull, okay? And if we do add the weight, this is a 5 pound. You can also use like a 2 pound. It's perfectly fine. It's a lot more load this way. So we can pass the weight back and forth from side to side. I can feel my glutes also helping here. I'm careful not to shrug. My ears up towards my neck. My neck is nice and long. Okay, and then we're also making sure that the hips stay somewhat level, right? We don't want the hips to be dropping on one side or the other. We don't want your shoulder to be dipping down as the weight comes down. We're going to make sure that my chest stays nice and open in the front. I don't want to be sort of collapsed or sinking through the chest. Okay, so I don't know how many reps that was. I think we're maybe somewhere at 7 or 8 each side. But again, my glutes are really working in the background here, which is really great. I'm all for like a workout timer instead of a certain number of reps, because I know everybody needs to go at their own pace. So if you're done, you're done. You stop, that's fine. we're going to go from here into hands and knees. So coming onto hands and knees, we're going to be doing a little bit of a bear stance with a twist. So we have our hips directly over our knees, toes are tucked, hands are down with somewhat slightly bent elbows. We're going to inhale, prepare, let the belly hang on the inhale. And then exhaling to zipper up the core and hover the knees up. From this position, we're going to twist to one side, back to center, and then twist the other way, back to center. So this is just a very basic twist. And they can be pretty tricky. So if you feel like you need to put the yoga block between your knees, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, so if you've got the yoga block or the ball between the knees, you just kind of want it slightly above, and that can help a lot by turning on your core. Okay, so from here, we're going to make it a little trickier. We're going to go into a little bit of a dip. So I'm turning, almost like dipping my pocket, bending one elbow. It's like a half push-up, right? So one elbow is bending, and there's definitely a lot of core here. Okay, let's do a few more here. Turn and twist, and then turn and twist. I know we're straying from Pilates here, but it's okay to mix and match, I think, right? Okay, so from here, let's put the yoga block aside, and we can go into sort of like a rock back in your bear stance, right? So, and this one's a little bit trickier to do, so don't feel bad if it takes you a moment to really get the hang of it. We're gonna start off in sort of like a semi-plank here, and then we're gonna sit back, let the arms reach in front, turn, and dip your pocket in. Back to your plank. And sit your hips back. And forward again. So again, we're going for endurance here. We're going for some nice obliques. And sit it back. And this one is trickier. Definitely if you have wrists that don't cooperate, in which case, if you haven't seen my videos before, you're more than welcome to wrap your hands around the edges of a rolled up yoga mat to ease the weight on your wrist. And you can still do the exercise with your wrists turned that way. Oh, okay, I gotta catch my breath. We're gonna move on into side lying on our hands, forearms, or hand and knees. So we're gonna go this way. So femurs are stacked, knees are stacked. You can either be on your hand here, or you can come down onto your elbow if your wrist is really bothering you. So I'm gonna say, if you're gonna be on your elbow, make sure your neck is staying nice and long. Whew. Okay, so this is a variation of a spinal rotation. You're gonna reach one arm and one leg in opposite directions, and then swing them back and forward again. So we're really thinking of letting the spine rotate, right? My chest is going back, and then forward again, right? So I'm kind of facing the floor with my chest here, and then as I go back, chest turns slightly to face the ceiling. All the while, there's a lot of obliques happening on this side. Holy moly. So when we're going through here, I'm gonna be really careful not to drop my hip down. We're gonna keep that hip up, lots of glute med, nice little bonus, and then forward again. I think that was enough. Let's do the other side. Okay. So over here, back onto our forearm if you like, or up onto your hand. Whichever one works for you is perfectly fine. Okay, we're pressing up into that side plank with that rotation. So reaching the arm and leg, opposite directions, swing them past each other like two pendulums, and turn and face the ceiling. And then forward again. And back. Big reach, and then forward again. Making sure the abs are on, right? So your core has to keep you centered. This is your center of gravity right now. Well, it always is, but especially now when you've got moving parts, right? You've got your arm and your leg swinging past each other. Your pelvis has to stay centered, okay? So last one here, and then coming back. Okay, I need a form check on that one, I think. Probably getting a little bit tired. This is my bad shoulder, torn rotator cuff. So I apologize, starting to lose my form on that side. We're gonna go into my last exercise. It's called Floor is Lava. It's a little bit more fun. We're going to grab a stuffy or a ball or a rolled up towel or a throw cushion, whatever you've got. We're gonna start off on our sides again, putting the ball between the ankles here, okay? So we're gonna try and keep the ball out of the lava, which is the floor, okay? While we go from a side lying position up into a sitting position. So I'm gonna make sure I have enough room behind me so I don't roll back off of the platform here, okay? So inhale, exhale, find that connection. You're gonna come back onto your bum and then reach up for the ball. If you don't have the hamstring length, don't worry about it. You can keep the legs nice and bent. I'm just checking to see how much room I have. So you're coming back, and if you don't have the hamstrings, then don't straighten. You can just reach up. Okay, we're just trying to touch the ball. So from here, we have our bodies lying on our sides. If you're on the floor, you probably have this hand on the floor here, or you can have it way up above you, whatever's easier for you, okay? So turning onto your side, you're gonna reach, 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 go, 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 big stretch, big stretch. I should have done this on the floor because I feel like I'm gonna fall off. And again, one more. I'm gonna come forward, one more, turning onto our sides and then reaching up. So making sure that you're using your abs. We're stretching for that ball, keeping the ball out of the lava. One more bonus, and turning and reaching. Okay, let's do the other side and then we're all done, okay? So I should have planned that one better. Okay, let's try again. So from here, we have the ball between the ankles, right? We're going to make sure that the abs are on. Nice big inhale. And then exhaling to engage. We're lifting the ball off the floor, rolling onto your backs, and you're gonna come up, 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 up. Reach for the ball and then back down. I do not have dancer hamstrings, but that doesn't matter. You're still gonna get some really nice oblique work here. So all the way up, 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 and then back down. Again, nice big inhale, and then exhale, zipper, zipper, and then up, 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 big stretch, big stretch. I should have warmed up my hamstrings a little bit more before this. Big inhale. Last one, exhale, zipper up that tummy and go for it. You're gonna reach for that ball or just keep the knees bent. That's perfectly fine too. Okay, so hopefully you're able to get through that with me. Again, we wanna make sure that our obliques aren't being ignored when it comes to core strengthening because they do offer so much control when it comes to bending, twisting, or side bending, whatever it may be. Okay. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next video.